Chapter 1. Please divorce, Your Majesty. You are listening at FameTV.info. Your Majesty. You can /T do this. Your Majesty. Robelia shouted in despair. I am the Empress of this empire. I am the mother of all people and the only companion of His Majesty. But how can you throw me away like this? The hem of a layered dress and long red hair were scattered over the cold marble floor. Tears ran endlessly over both cheeks. The man reflected in her green eyes, Alexander Grandiux Harsha Le Castilla, stood on the podium, backlit by the moonlight, looking down at her with relentless eyes. His dark hair and brown skin looked endlessly cold in the moonlight. Don /T be conceited, Robelia. I/V never acknowledged you as my only companion. His low mid-bass voice resonated throughout the hall. You/V forgotten the existence of Queen Aisha. Ha, but. She/S just a concubine. I/M the only one who is truly your truest concubine. Ha. Alexander laughed. It was an obvious ridicule, so Robelia/S face was distorted with a mess. You/Re still under a tremendous illusion, Robelia. What /S the point of being the last empress that I can take away with a single finger? Well, like that. It/S a shame that a woman who can /T follow Aisha/S footsteps only believes in her status as the empress, and is greedy for a seat next to me. Empress Aisha was next to Alexander. Her long black hair and black eyes. Unique honey-colored skin color. She looked down at Robelia with her eyes mixed with sympathy and embarrassment, then buried her face on Alexander's /shoulder. Alexander hugged Aisha/S waist tightly and said, proclaiming. You/Re only an ornament to borrow the power of the Duchess of Blanchett, Robelia. I have never cherished or loved you, and in the future those feelings are only for Aisha. Sire. Robelia shouted like a scream, but Alexander, who had already turned his back, never looked back at her. Just be cool with Aisha. He just left her place. Robelia collapsed miserably, crying and crying. Foolishly, she finally realized that there /S nothing she can do to turn his mind. Ah. I/am so frustrated, I want to die. I was angry and threw my phone on the sofa. What the hell is she doing, man? Why don't you just dump him and live alone? I was reading a romance fantasy novel. The title is Flower from This World. The heroine who moved from Korea to the empire became the empress, and she eventually won the emperor /S love. It was common, but I didn't /T really understand. Although it was a politician without love, even though the empress was still intact, I didn't /T like the emperor who came to the empress and pulled out the studded stone. For reference, Empress Robelia suffered in a cold room where her husband did not even look back while the male lead and his mistress were fond of each other until their death, and eventually they died of illness. So does your husband regret it? No. When the empress dies, he is excited then elect his mistress as the next empress. Have you seen a motherfucker in this world, I don't /T know what kind of crime Robelia is guilty of. From what I can see, Robelia /S sin was only for loving a shitting emperor. Why do you have to hang yourself for him look back at you like this? I couldn't /T understand. In this bloody situation, I felt sorry for Robelia, who couldn't /T shake her hand like a common evil woman, couldn't /T lay her black tea on a mistress' dress, and scratched the male lead face once, but died lonely. These trash-like protagonists. Those who will be cursed by Robelia. Let /S see how well you eat and live well. As I grumbled, I looked at the watch. It was already approaching 3 a.m. I was a graduate student who started a new project a while ago, and I had to go to work early today. Phew, yeah, this ISN /T important right now. Let /S go to sleep. I picked up my cell phone and went back to the bedroom to sleep. Your Majesty, the Emperor has given us permission to see. Why am I here now? My head was sore, I touched my forehead. While I was doing that, the maids were constantly chatting beside me. I was an ordinary Korean graduate student. I think I fell asleep in my own room while reading Flower from This World, but when I opened my eyes, it was here. A huge room filled with antique and colorful furniture that makes it easy to jog. Each door is emblazoned with emblazoned imperial and imperial designs, and passers.by in a rococo-style dress. Yes. It was the Castile Empire, the background of Flowers from This World. But it wasn't /T a dimension shift. Here I was being treated like an empress, and my figure in the mirror was quite different from me. Her wavy red hair, white skin, and sad green eyes. It /S very beautiful, but it /S a skinny and shabby figure that shows off that you /VE suffered for a long time. /it /S Robelia, there was no way I couldn't /T recognize it. How unhappy and angry I was instead of Robelia last night. At first, I read Flowers from This World so impressively that I only thought I was dreaming. Robelia was a sick finger, and she didn't /T want to be, and most of all, she was worried that she would be late to work at the lab, so she tried to wake up early. Pinch my side, slap my cheek, even ask my maid to hit me, pour cold water on my face, etc. The sun went down while I was doing everything I could to wake up. And only then I had to admit. It was about to change. Really, it /S true that I liked romance fantasy a little, but I didn't /T even dream that I would really do that /possession like a novel. That /S not anyone else, but Robelia. To the supporting actor who hangs her neck for the male lead and dies lonely while trembling. If you re going to be in possession, would you like to do it to the female protagonist I'm sorry for Robelia, but I couldn't /T stop thinking about this. I can /T believe I M Robelia, what if this ISN /T a life hell of an express train? I was disturbed, and the maids next to me said. That /S very good, Your Majesty. How hard have you tried to get to see the Emperor? That /S true. Haven /T you been waiting for 2 weeks. I will make it look good to you, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, do you mean the Emperor? Your wife wants to see you, but I can /T believe he made her wait for 2 weeks. Honestly, I didn't /T want to look at it. He /S the one who burned Robelia /S life with the hellhole time. However, it was too dangerous to call the Emperor and cancel the appointment on the same day as much as possible. No, wait. At that time, there was something that flashed through my head. It was a very good idea to escape from this hell of a time. Okay, I D better meet the male lead, having been so determined, I copied Robelia S way of speaking. Okay, can you make it as fine as you can? There S no question, Your Majesty. I will take your orders, Your Majesty. The maids answered happily. They seemed sincerely hoping that Robelia would be loved by her emperor. From now on, what I am going to do is do the opposite of that, so I am a bit sorry for them. But no one can live my life instead. It can T be helped thinking so, I entrusted myself to them. After 2 hours of dressing up, I headed to the Central Palace to see the Emperor. The Emperor said he would be waiting for me in his office at the Central Palace. Not a bedroom or a reception room, but an office room. I laughed in vain. The Emperor and Robelia do not even have a dinner together. From Robelia /S point of view, she didn't /T even want to eat together, so she would have wanted to meet him once. However, it is not a private place, such as a bedroom, but it is not a reception room that means to treat guests from other palaces, and he calls it the office where he works. I was busy working, so it was a good place to talk quickly and go. /S been 2 weeks since you /V had me wait but, well, it didn't /T matter. Unlike Robelia, I wasn't /T interested in the emperor and I didn't /T want to see him for long. The maids opened the door to the office, and I entered there. You /Re here. The man waiting for me there was a really beautiful person. Straight black hair. Elastic brown skin. His eyes shining golden like that of a wild beast, wide shoulders and a solid body that are not covered by his robes. He was so handsome that even I stopped breathing for a moment, and in this space only I could not see anything else. /S why he /S doing that but it didn't /T matter. What /S the point of being handsome, not my man, but someone else /S man. What did you call me for? Robelia. His face was full of arrogance and languid boredom. He looked as if he had no doubt that Robelia had always craved love for him, and that he had come to him to do so today. I looked at him with sharp eyes. Until I came to see him, I wasn't /T just waiting. If this situation is a reality, not a dream, I had to grasp the situation. The most important thing in a new environment is information. It was my opinion that I have been striving to survive my life in an adverse environment. I asked everything the maids knew. The relationship between Alexander, Robelia, and Aisha. Of course, let /S take a peek so that I don't /T look too obvious. And from the maids' answers, I came to the conclusion, /S still in the beginning of the original play. It /S only been half a year since Aisha arrived at the palace, and Alexander just started showing interest in her. Their relationship wasn't /T as far as love yet, but it was clear that it would soon be. Alexander, the male lead of Flowers from This World, is a bulldozer who sticks to his emotions before he even realizes it. I don't /T have to sit here and watch him. It /S a way to escape impurity from the fateful romance of the main character, right? The imperial palace was a magnificent position of the empress, but I didn't /T need to be overwhelmed by the cold. It is not in my taste to live with the status of the emperor /S wife, even after being treated like a slave. I was thinking about that, but he opened his mouth first. Today the atmosphere is different from the usual. What kind of change of heart was there? Alexander /S golden eyes glanced at me slowly. Yes, sir. I am very proud of you, that /S it. Ho, is that so? What /S the change? He asked. But I came here to tell you about him. I finally brought out the words I had honed countless times to stab him at a good time. Please divorce, Your Majesty. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.